Alabama Indy Grand Prix and to Barber Motorsports Park, a place because alongside him, who has never won an INDYCAR race, but is today the day for little Dave. We roll to green and we're racing at Barber Motorsports Park. Palou cuts across, keeps the lead. Maluka's behind him. Graham Rahal slotting in nicely, and it looks as though everybody is down through turn one cleanly. Small puff of dust as someone runs a touch wide, and Kirkwood going wide 2 by 2 with Graham Rahal.
Kyle Kirkwood thought he might have a chance on Graham Rahal, but he got really squirrely on the outside. It'll be Rahal in third, Kirkwood in fourth.
Fanning out 3 wide through 2 and 3, and through turn 5 we see Scott Dixon in the middle there, but Kirkwood side by side.
The pace on the Reds, absolutely not what a lot of drivers were expecting, just 17 laps in here.
And you're right, Hinch, Rahal is starting to run away. In comes Kirkwood.
And this will be key.
So we think this may be the mistake. Ah, he does. He's just sliding a little bit wide. But Georgia is waiting for our championship leader.
Kyle Kirkwood brings the 27 to the attention of his crew. He actually has an extra set of those Firestone red tires, but they don't know if it's going to be to their advantage. He's going to go from the reds to the blacks. Doesn't want any changes. This is the best he's felt around Barber Motorsports Park. He's down to the line.
That is huge critically for Andretti. So many problems on pit lane. Just a few weeks ago in Arlington, that looks to be a smooth stop.
Much more competitive, 7 seconds flat there on the 27 machine. They were 25th and last on pit lane last time out in Arlington. Kyle made the difference on the racetrack, still pulled off the win, but that was exactly what that team needed.
Out ahead of Marcus Armstrong. Rucci pulls the pin now, 23 of 90 done.
So it'll be full push for Romain Grosjean. He's got 164 seconds of push to pass. Expect him to get on the button right now and make the overcut work.
There he is, the 39-year-old French-Swiss driver, native of Geneva. A long and storied career in INDYCAR racing, but has yet to take a victory in the championship. Sat out last year as reserve driver at Prema. Back though with Dale Coyne Racing this year, the team where it all began for him in INDYCAR. And he is really enjoying not just being back in INDYCAR, but being back at Dale Coyne. It's Grosjean's joy emanating from it.
And here he comes. Critical stop for the smaller team in the field here. Dale Coyne Racing, these guys routinely punch above their weight.
In he comes.
Punch above their weight on the racetrack. Sometimes issues in pit lane. Let's see, pressure on because the car's quick, the driver's quick. Grosjean's the outright lap record here, lap record holder here in qualifying. A little bit of a delay leaving, but pretty smooth stop, 8.3. You hear that? The cheerleading on the radio there, 8.3 seconds there for DCR. Not terrible.
Not terrible. We're right on board with Santino Ferrucci. Will Grosjean exit ahead or behind? We keep looking behind. Will we see the Dale Coyne car? No, He's ahead. What an in-lap.
But with traffic, with Ericsson, but Grosjean did a brilliant job.
Both sets of compounds, but crucially, it has to be a new set, a brand new set of the Reds, the softs, the softer tires. So we brought on board the Odyssey battery machine. That's the backup machine after that monumental accident earlier this weekend.
P2 and P3, Lundgaard and Pato are on pit lane, which means that only Alex Palou, out of the entire field, the man who started from pole, the only driver yet to stop.
As if there was any question.
Made his tires last longer than anybody, but now he's in the danger zone. If you get a yellow now, but of course, it won't come. This man rides his luck, and no one rides it better than Alex Palou. Onto pit lane and headed in the direction of Georgia Hannibal.
Alex Palou wants the championship points lead back, and this stop is going to be so important to try to attain that. He's set the standard now for these hard tires, making them last longer than anyone else. Their strategy now goes from the Firestone soft tires, or the Firestone hard tires, to the Firestone soft tires. So this will be a shorter step for him, but all these teams still learning what they do.
Saw how much front wing the Chip Ganassi crew put into that car. So Palou expecting More rear grip with the soft tires, and they'll compensate by adding front downforce.
He is a country mile ahead on this glorious countryside circuit. Graham Rahal, after the stops, sits second. Christian Lundgaard, what a race he is having, up from 10th on the grid to 3rd. David Maluka sits 4th, Kyle Kirkwood 5th, and Marcus Armstrong 6th. That's how things stand here at Barber Motorsports. From Barber Motorsports Park, where moments ago this man, Rinus VeeKay, had a spin down at turn 5. We thought it might bring out a yellow. It didn't, because he got himself back up and running quick enough. But a worrying moment for him on a weekend at a track that he normally loves. Oh, it wasn't a spin, it was contact.
Did they touch?
Even, it looks like they may have touched, but, you know, Rossi there on the outside giving him plenty of room. It looks like Rinus just getting in a little bit hot.
I think Rinus got onto the apex curb, potentially. We see Will Power avoiding the drama there to the inside.
And behind, here we go, there's a lunge there. That's Stingray Robb on Mitch Schumacher side by side. Just
the brilliant showing that he gave us on Saturday morning.
Been watching that gap between Alex Palou and Graham Rahal up front. Been watching the lap times from Alex Palou. Dropped off a bit. He's now at a 109.4 pace. Has 10 laps.
That's a one-lane bit of racetrack in an IndyCar. See Schumacher all sideways through the chicane, trying to keep it together.
Yeah, you got to keep the big picture in mind. You know, talk about crashing the curbs. You don't want to crash in a battle for last place, as we understand the number 10 of Alex Palou on pit lane. Georgia.
This is most certainly becoming a hard tire race. Alex Palou to his pit box. They're going to take those soft tires off and put a set of used hard tires on. With a little turn out of the front wing, he's off.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating to see how this strategy has changed in the course of this race. Alex Palou out. How much further can Lundgaard make his tires go? How much further can Rahal go on those tires as well?
And if it's trending that way, it's going to be hard for those two drivers that used a set of the used soft tires, Beck Grosjean and Armstrong. They'll have to still use a sticker set, a brand new set, to satisfy the tire rules. And you see Graham Rahal on the button there. I wonder if he's coming in now. Joseph Newgarden, PPG on board, hassling the back of Scott Dixon.
That could factor mightily. I think the red was the tire they expected, Jack. What can you tell us about Graham?
They're actually going to put on a set of new soft tires, Townsend. So there we are saying it's a packed race. Graham's trolling me from the car. I don't know how he's managed that, but another good stop by the 15 crew.
And you know what? I like that. I like that a lot. Do the opposite. Go against prevailing wisdom. Roll the dice. Why not?
Well, look, a 10-lap set of hards, that's not a great thing. I think, to your point, as Palou goes easily by the pit straight there as Graham blends back in. But to your point, Townsend, if everybody thought this was going to be a red race, they might not have.
They would have saved black.
They would have saved their allocation. They only get 5 sets through practice, banker laps, and qualifying and warm-up. You would have used a fair number of those.
But what Graham Rahal did do was save a set of sticker reds. Palou did not have that advantage. So this, as you said, Will, going to be fun to watch. Will Power might have a chance to pounce on warm tires as Graham Rahal's on his outlap.
And imagine you're one of those drivers who didn't use that set of sticker reds yesterday in qualifying, saving them for today. Ultimately could have had a better starting position. I'm thinking of a Kyle Kirkwood.
Kyle Kirkwood, Graham Rahal, it's the whole thing. Lots of strategies playing out here, Kev.
So this morning, while everyone before the final practice thought this was going to be a soft race, or most everyone, the driver who definitively said they're wrong, it's going to be the hard compound, was Alexander Rossi. And he's moved up to 4th now. Still no movement in their pit box. Ed Carpenter just told him his strategist.
Christian Lundgaard jumps in and Jack waits.
I'm waiting, Will, and I'm getting trolled all the time right now. I thought it was a black race. Christian Lundgaard and his team putting on the new soft tire. He finished on the podium here last year. It was not the cleanest getaway, in all fairness, but this guy knows how to get it done.
Does indeed. Rolls towards pit exit. Alex Palou has just made it onto the straight. You'll see a flash of yellow and red to the left of your screen as Palou moves back into the lead. Where, though, will Lundgaard come out in relation critically now to Graham Rahal? There is Rahal behind. Lundgaard emerges ahead, and that is key in the battle for the final podium places.
Rahal on hot tires, Lundgaard, though, on soft tires. They will come in a little faster on the outlap. Watch Graham close now. It is on.
sitting on board with Graham Rahal. The papaya and black McLaren of Christian Lundgaard ahead.
Almost identical on push to pass. 113 for Lundgaard, 119 for Rahal.
But critically for Christian Lundgaard, he only has to do about 12 to 14 laps on the red tire, and then if he thinks the black tire is the best to finish on, he'll be able to make his final stop. So it'll be qualifying laps for Christian Lundgaard to try to run this advantage and keep the track position.
Think about the experience of Graham Rahal. He has 2 on board with Scott McLaughlin, looking at Romain Grosjean behind us, but look at the times at the top of the pylon. Alex Palou leads by 3.1 seconds. Last time around, Christian Lundgaard was half a second faster than Alex Palou. The question mark now, with Alex Palou running on used hards, with Christian Lundgaard running on softs, is what will each of these drivers take at their last stop? Because Lundgaard looks very happy on the softs. He's significantly faster than the race leader. If Palou takes hards, will Lundgaard go hard? Will Lundgaard take soft? Those questions will be answered soon. And then we will have a race to the flag, and they will be answered immediately because Alex Palou is on pit lane. Georgia, what tyres is he going to take?
Alex Palou on pit lane, and this is total curveball from what we thought was going to happen at the beginning of the weekend. Alex Palou is going to go from a set of used hards to another set of lightly used hard tires. This is such a curveball moment from the team, but this is championship pedigree from the 10 team. They're going to fill it up, and he's down.
Fascinating. And out alongside Mick Schumacher, no delay there. They go across the line together. And Schumacher edges him over onto the grass. Doesn't have to, will not give way to him.
Still down there, still there.
That's that fight to stay on the lead lap that we were talking about, and Schumacher's on the soft, so he's going to have better fire up here. He could make a move down into 5, rather.
Well, Schumacher's got issues, though, with Louis Foster making a move there in the 45 to the outside, and Foster might have a challenge for Alex Palou.
Right now, his teammate might be the saving grace. If he can get past Alex Palou, Louis Foster.
Foster trying to get back on the lead lap, so is Schumacher.
Guys, the other thing that this affects is Christian Lundgaard. The more that Palou's got to drive defensively and be slow on this out lap, the more he's going to be able to pull out in front, as Graham Rahal now has dived into the pits, Jack.
He has, James. He's going to put on a new set of hard tyres. Graham has been absolutely flying this weekend. He's had multiple podiums at this racetrack before. Very clean stop by this 15 crew.
Fastest team on pit lane this season. Big deal that Graham Rahal has brand new hards. He has peak performance. 24 laps to go here. Graham looking good. And I agree with you, James. Palou a little bit hung up there. And that's going to affect his battle with Lundgaard. It was, what, 3.5 seconds before all of this went down?
It's going to be close, guys. We reckon it's about 28 seconds time lost to pit. Right now, Lundgaard 27 seconds ahead of Palou.
And Lundgaard has turned up the wick and dropped the lap times into the 1-minute lines. Used set of the hards.
And
Graham Rahal is on a brand new set of the hards. The critical thing is, what will Lundgaard go on to?
Dennis Hauger, the rookie, ahead of Palou, just at a 110.9. Can Palou get by? No, that's going to kill his lap time critically on this lap.
And Hauger has a good exit and will fight as you are able to in IndyCar to stay on that lead lap. He does not have to let the 4-time champion through. They go through side by side, and all of this is costing Palou time.
And now you see that gap, Lundgaard to Palou, is growing because of all of this friction he's experiencing. He just lost a 1.5 seconds.
7/10 just out of turn 9. Now he's going on the inside of 12. That's a bold move on the push to pass. Hauger deciding not to fight it, and now Palou's got some clean air, but his damage been done.
Oh, bold move, but it pays off for him. Kirkwood is on pit lane. Lundgaard stays out and again drops into the 1-minute 9s. Lundgaard is pushing for all he's worth to take advantage of the traffic that Palou is having to fight through. We have got a race here in Alabama. Championship leader in pit lane.
Christian Lundgaard has been having to get around, I believe, with Scott McLaughlin on the racetrack.
Yeah, Lundgaard's up behind Alexander Rossi, and Alex Palou has Stingray Robb as the next car up. And Stingray has been doing high 1 minute 10 laps.
Kirkwood now blends out right behind David Malukas in front of his teammate Will Power, who still has to stop for his final time.
On used tires, Christian Lundgaard is now the fastest driver on track.
He should come in now.
He does come in now. Right now, in comes Christian Lundgaard. Will it be hard? Will it be soft? This the question, the answer of which could determine this race, Jack.
Thanks, Will, and he is going to go with the new hard. He stretched that last stint, so this should be a pretty short fuel. Oh, those on the short pit lane.
Rear right was not on. Now it is, but that is as good.
On your outside there.
That is as good as race over for Christian Lundgaard. 17.8 seconds, and all that work undone in a moment. McLaren to swallow. He comes out ahead of Graham Rahal, but when you look at the gap between Rahal and Palou, you feel that he would have been out at least alongside the race leader.
Graham got him on the hot tires with that massive delay coming out of turn 2 and 3. Graham was able to get on the power before they even got to turn 5, and Rahal now up to P2.
Lundgaard got 96 on his. You're coming for lap 70. 20 to go at the line.
20 to go at the line. Rahal up to second. Lundgaard
to plug in and pull out. That's the differentiator on pit lane. And Armstrong in good shape with him going over the wall.
Yeah, in good shape, and Armstrong on fresh tires, the soft tires, the leading driver on soft tires with 17 to go, could well be on the move. The only driver, well, one of the only drivers, I should say, with the exception of Alex Palou, in the 1:09s at the moment. Guys, Palou with an 11-second lead over Graham Rahal. Jack, what can you tell us about the man currently sitting second?
Well, Will, he's been absolutely flying. He's ran top 3 all day. And James will know this, Townsend will know this. One of the best comparisons always is how are you doing compared to your teammates. Tougher day for Mick Schumacher, for Louis Foster, but I still think it just highlights how good Graham Rahal is. And although he likes to laugh and joke about age and his back hurts, he's still getting it done when it matters.
Not just a tough day for his teammates. Jack's underselling this. Right now, they are 24th and 25th. The last 2 cars running in this race. And here you got their team leader up here in P2.
Graham Rahal, who today is in, quite astonishingly, his 313th. Graham go through and making life for Christian as hard as he possibly could.
Really different lines on entry to turn 16 there for the 15 and the 7. Lundgaard able to stay way tighter. Graham swinging out wide, arcing that entry in. But that's giving Christian some clean air on that front wings, giving him the front grip he needs. What are the line differences here in 2 and 3? A good exit out of here is necessary, crucial for a pass attempt. Here we go.
Yeah, it's a great line out. It's a great launch right on the back of Graham Rahal now. On the button. Has a look up the inside, but Rahal defends again and defends brilliantly from Christian Lundgaard, but Lundgaard gets on the power and will have another run at him on the straight on under the bridge on the way down to the chicane. Lundgaard pops up and has a look underneath, but Rahal again is wise to it.
Oh, that's a dicey spot to try to make a move. I'm so impressed that Graham Rahal was able to essentially match or outbrake Lundgaard into turn 5. Lundgaard, known as Lundgaard on occasion for those big, bold moves up the inside of brake zones.
Graham's known for having some big inputs on the pedals, and I'll tell you, his left foot pushed real hard into turn 5 on that one to woke that thing up. He went super deep.
That's going to be a good spot maybe to surprise Rahal into that second right-hander that is turn 16. James, what are you looking at?
What I'm looking at right here is it's that 20-second gap, but that was a 30-second differential. So basically, in that last lap, Graham Rahal burned only 10. Lundgaard burned 20. So Graham doing a great job of protecting, but he is way wide, giving Christian.
When INDYCAR rolls into Long Beach, it can only mean one thing. The party is on.
Cocktail of sun, fun, and horsepower.
A celebration so big, it goes back more than 5 decades.
In Southern California.
The guest list is a who's who of street circuit maestros. It's early in the series, and the door is wide open for someone to make a scene. And just maybe, someone unexpected will show up and turn up.
This is absolute madness. What a battle we have on our hands.
One thing was for sure, drivers are ready to spring into action and start popping bottles.
Kyle Kirkwood's ready to party.
The loudest block party of the season is on the streets of Long Beach, next on Fox.
It is a glorious day for racing on one of the world's finest racing circuits. Welcome to the LBC. Welcome to the NTT INDYCAR Series Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. What a joy it is to be back in California. What a joy it is to be back to racing ways. It is race day on a circuit that has hosted racing for over 50 years. Will Buxton, Townsend Bell, James Hinchcliffe. Boys, I'm quickly beginning to love this place more than I think the vast majority of racing circuits I've ever visited in my life. There is something so special about being here in Long Beach.
Well, they call it Vibe City now, and the vibe is equal parts high-octane party. It is just going off here at Long Beach all weekend long. I'm still getting over the NASCAR race. That finish at Kansas was insane. Congrats to Tyler Reddick and Michael Jordan. Phenomenal finish, but now it turns to IndyCar, James. I think we're looking at the best Long Beach Grand Prix we've ever seen on the racetrack today. It is so competitive.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I want to say welcome to the club, Will, because we've all been big fans of this race weekend for a long, long time. This place is such a fun event after the Indy 500, longest running race that we got, and this is the race that drivers really want to win.
It most certainly is, and to win, you want to be starting from the pole if you possibly can. It is our 5th different pole sitter in our 5th race of the season, and what's more, Felix Rosenqvist does not drive for a team that we expected to even be competing for pole position. We talk about the Ganassis, the Penske's, the McLarens, the Andrettis, and yet it's Felix Rosenqvist in an MSR.
It really is, and with Michael Shank Racing, Meyer Shank, led by Michael Shank, they just don't have the experience of winning. These guys have to check their mirrors at the start. Yeah, they're starting on pole, but you've got Team Penske behind you, 247 wins. Chip Ganassi, 147 wins. Andretti, these are the winningest teams in the history of the sport. We call it the Big Three for a reason. How does Rosenqvist keep all of that muscle behind him? It's going to be a tall task.
And then look, on the other side of things, you got a couple drivers that are underperforming on Saturday, but we know they've got the pace. First and foremost, Armstrong down in 13th, gutted not to qualify. Higher up, teammate on pole. Then you've got Joseph Newgarden again. Both the other Penske's made it out of Q1. That guy knows how to win here. He's going to be looking to move forward. And then how much do we talk about Andretti Global on these street courses? Both of them outside of Marcus Ericsson, further up the grid. Ericsson down in 15th. He's desperately going to want to lay some moves down early and go try to catch his teammates.
And this is the thing, coming into this weekend, Marcus Ericsson hadn't started off the front row of the grid for a street race, including taking his first ever IndyCar pole position on the streets of Arlington. You know what, guys? We haven't even spoken about our championship leader yet. Kyle Kirkwood, the verifiable king of the streets. There isn't a single type of race circuit that he enjoys more than being on the streets. Yes, he has a win on ovals, but it's the streets where he truly comes alive. You just take a look at those statistics. Absolutely incredible. You wouldn't want to bet against him today. Starting from the second row of the grid, and twice in the last 3 years, he has won here on the streets of Long Beach. And he is standing by with our very own Georgia Henneberry.
And you are so right about that, Will. Someone who knows how to win right here on the streets of Long Beach, that is Kyle Kirkwood. Now, you faced a little bit of adversity today, changed to hybrid in the 27 car. Any concerns, and how do you repeat those wins here at Long Beach?
No concerns, to be honest, because everything's new. We know they work well when they're new, so no concerns about the car and its integrity, but nonetheless, we always have fast race cars around here, so we're just going to focus on what we need to do, and that's go and try and win another Long Beach. You know, that's what we're here to do. That's what we have to do to probably contend for this championship, because we know below he's right there. He's starting alongside me, and you know, Felix and Pato are going to be tough guys to beat, no doubt about it. It's pretty cool how many teams are up here in the front of the grid, so we're excited for this one.
That championship gap, just 2 points. Good luck, Kyle. Kevin.
Georgia, I'm somewhere in a sea of humanity because Pato O'Ward always knows how to draw a crowd. This has not been one of your stronger tracks. What have you found that puts you in position to win today at Long Beach?
We've come with a completely different car. The team has delivered, and obviously as soon as I felt it in practice one, I said we've got something to work with this weekend. So it's been good to be able to execute. It's been good to be able to really use this new kind of street course package that we've been working on the last few weeks, actually since Toronto 25, and that seemed to work out pretty good for us. So we keep working on it, and we've got a pretty good view into turn one.
From the front row, Pato O'Ward is starting second. I think the toughest job today, though, might be navigating this packed grid. It's time for the grid walk with Jack Harvey.
Thank you, Kevin. Like you said, this grid is absolutely packed. So I'm going to start off today with half of my favorite unexpected duo of IndyCar, Favor Flav, cheering on your man Will, who's just over there getting ready. You like this guy?
Do I like this guy? I love this guy. What are you talking about? Do I like this guy? I love this guy. He's amazing. He's awesome. The energy is crazy.
Is he going to win today?
I know he's going to win today. Yeah, he's going. We're going to do it big today.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Nice to see you. Will, good luck. All right, let's navigate. We're on a roll. Actually, it seems like it parted a second there. There's a goat in Scott Dixon, but the guy I wanted to talk to, Little Dave, Sideways Dave, but we decided maybe Zen Dave. I feel like you've handled this transition into Team Penske so well, and you told me you've started doing yoga. Is that real?
We're doing yoga, we're meditating. Man, listen, I'm calm, I'm happy. I think I'm just grateful, man, to be here at Team Penske. It's a dream come true, and we've been on to a great start to the season, and this team is fantastic. But hey, man, I gotta say, I've been waiting here for a few minutes. You know, Mr. Hollywood over here is all late. You know, he's coming in late. But no, all jokes aside, having a great time, and I can't wait to get this race going and see what we can do. We got the best fuel savers, the veterans of Dixon and Power right next to us, so see what they can do. If we're around them, that'll be a good race for us.
If you keep growing your hair out, might be Hollywood Dave. We'll see how that one goes. I'm kind of enjoying that nickname for him as well. This is a champion. He is the current reigning champion. Alex Palou. Hey. In Barber, we said we're going to play pickleball. You said you weren't nervous. We didn't make it happen, so I'm going to assume 1% level nervous to play pickleball with me.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, I have to say I was busy and I got a little bit scared when I saw your skills on pickleball. But I'm gonna prepare and I'm gonna beat you.
All right, champ. Well, hey, have a great day today. Best of luck. They love to keep me a little snug, so I'm gonna run. I know you guys all like it when I do. I'm dodging pit crews, equipment. Couple of legends, Trey Cool, Felix Rosenquist. Your guy did awesome yesterday, qualified on the pole.
Yeah, man, it's good he's on the pole. We got the Green Day Idiot Nation radio station coming out tomorrow on Sirius XM, so this guy's gonna win it for us today.
A little bit of pressure there, Fro. How are we feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. It's pretty under control so far. Trey's been doing a good job calming me down here, the nerves. So, no, warm-up seemed solid. Every session, honestly, has been solid. So, kind of, nail the basics and try to figure out the strategy here in the beginning. Seemed to be a bit of a mixed bag in warm-up, so I think that's going to be the key. We're starting on reds, 3 others up the front, and then it's a lot of black tires after there. So, yeah, just have to crack that code, and I think we were good.
All right, buddy, best of luck. And this MSR team could, in fact, sweep this weekend here in Long Beach. Let's see how it goes.
Way wide, giving Christian so much air.
This is his best shot right here, maybe.
Up over the crest and on the run down into the heavy braking zone at Charlotte's Web. But again, Ray Hall has the line covered.
Look who's looming in the back there, James. The red Verizon number 12. Malukas still 100 seconds left. Was about half a second quicker as you see him on the chase. And again, lap cars, there's Mick Schumacher. They could very much decide this battle for second place.
With 4 to go, I'm astonished that Malukas isn't using the push to pass to catch the guys ahead. Perhaps there's an issue either with his push to pass or with our sensor. Maybe not, as it now starts to deplete, but certainly he's left it late.
That's a good point, though, because Will, Malukas pitted on lap 66, whereas Lundgaard pitted on 69. So Lundgaard's got more fuel to burn. Rahal pitted on 66, so he's got to be a little careful with his mileage to make sure he can get to the line.
Well, here we go. 3 to go. Lundgaard could and arguably should have been fighting for the victory today. An error on pit lane ultimately denying him the chance to fight Alex Palou for victory. But Graham Rahal will do all he can to hang on to second place. But it's a much better run for Lundgaard. Over the hill and down into the braking zone. Can Rahal defend it this time? He cannot. Lundgaard is up and on the inside. Lundgaard takes second place from Graham Rahal. And a sturdy defense from the experienced driver ultimately comes to naught. Lundgaard is through, but Rahal hangs on to the podium place as David Malukas looms large in his mirrors.
And now Graham Rahal's got a problem because David Malukas is on the button. Rahal 12 seconds left, Malukas 92 and coming.
They say you have to be impartial in this job, but there is a huge part of me that wants Graham Rahal.
The Indianapolis 500 never gets old. It's our crown jewel, it's our champagne.
I want to set history. The only thing that matters at Indy is winning the race. You know, it's what dreams are made of.
We prepared for months for the Indy 500. Over 300,000 people looking for you. They want to see you winning the race at the end.
There is nothing like it. The greatest spectacle in racing comes your way May 24th, live on Fox, the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. And it will be the 40th anniversary of Bobby Rahal's victory at the track. An incredible race, an incredible memory for a man who now owns a team for which his son races and took a podium last time out in Barber. And James Hinchcliffe took a sit down with him.
Good to see you, brother.
Hey, man, always good to see you. All right, well, let's talk about the solid start to the year. Let's talk about that solid race in Barber.
And Graham Rahal will return
good job.
to the podium.
We had a great race. We'd been running strong. We put up the fight we could. I mean, as you know, sometimes you win a race or you finish on the podium, it's complete luck. You could have no pace all weekend and bam, you know, finish third. In this case, we were there every session all the way through, and that's what, you know, felt the best for us.
Absolute beauty of a performance.
To have the Rahal name back up on a podium, what does that kind of mean for you and for the family?
You know, it felt awesome. I do feel like as you get older, things do change. It means a lot to you, but it's more impactful to see what it means to others. I think it is a big part of my motivation and everything in life now. Surrounds my girls and trying to do a good job for them.
The checkered flag is for Bobby Rahal, who has won his first Indianapolis 500.
Big anniversary for the Rahal family at the 500.
Yeah, 40, right?
Does that weigh on you at all? Does that kind of sit with you at all?
Early on, I felt so much pressure. I've got to do, otherwise I'm going to be a failure. When you look at how many people have done it, there's not many. For my family, I'd love to win it, but for my dad, and I'd love to do it for him.
We're here at Long Beach. How do you feel coming into this weekend, though?
This is an important weekend, not because of what happened at Barber, but because of what happened at Arlington and St. Pete. I feel good. I feel like the team's in a great spot. Physically, I feel pretty good this year, and I love the group that I'm with, like my teammates and all the guys I work with and gals. It's been awesome, so hopefully it can keep going.
And there he is, from up in the top 12 today. A great qualifying run from Graham Rahal yesterday, hoping to return to the podium after that brilliant race in Barber. Last time we were racing in Barber, we sadly had to wave goodbye to George Barber. And as we arrive here in Long Beach, we are also remembering the recently passed Jim McKaylian, a man who was so instrumental in creating a race which is adored around the world.
What does Jim McKaylian mean to the Long Beach Grand Prix? I mean, everything. So much of the nuances and how this race has shaped and how this event has developed over the 5 decades, he had his hands on all of that.
It stems back to the fact that the reason I'm involved with the Grand Prix, or have been for the last 50 years, is really a passion of mine.
Outside of Indianapolis, if there was a race to win, it was the Long Beach Grand Prix. Jim was just such a passionate guy. He really took it and built it into what it is today, and I think that's a testament to him.
To just reflect and see how much he had done for motor racing, for motorsport, for the Grand Prix there on Long Beach, and a legacy that he has.
This is the tribute to Jim, is producing another fantastic Grand Prix Long Beach.
You become friends so naturally with someone like Jim. You know, a racer himself is one of the individuals you always look forward to seeing when you come here.
Jim was a racer at heart, and his love for the sport certainly helped make him the event promoter that he was. And it's one of the things we'll miss so much about Jim.
Today for his kids. I just, having seen him say that and listened to him, as a, you know, as a parent yourself, you just, your heart, it would break.
And another thing to remember is Graham's last two podiums were 2021 in Texas, a third, 2020 at the Indy 500, a second. Neither of those tracks celebrate a podium, just the winner. Graham hasn't actually stood on the podium for his last two podium finishes.
And it's going to be tough here. He is squirming his race car, and Malukas looks right on form. Graham really struggling with the back end of that third car.
Graham Rahal
in the mix one to defend.
With his heart in his mouth.
Well, he's got to save a little bit of juice for that last run into turn 5. He's just got to go defensive here without using push to pass. Malukas has so much to burn. I'm not sure he can even spend it all by the time we get to the checker.
He can't.
This is all going to be about car placement. Graham's been doing this a long time. 312 starts in his IndyCar career. David Malukas.
Oh. Graham is trying everything over the hill there.
Pato is on to his final lap in the lower half of your screen. Graham Rahal has just 2.3 miles to hang on to the podium. Malukas is hunting him down. Rahal will use all of his experience, all his know-how, make his car as wide as humanly possible, but with just 8 push-to-pass seconds remaining against 71 for David Malukas. Does he have enough? Can he hang on? Graham closes it down. Malukas can find no way through at 5.
One major hurdle pass for Rahal. He's got 7 seconds left.
9, a lot of buttons.
He's going to use it now down into turn 7 and 8. He may have just done enough, T-Bone.
I think it's amazing what Graham Rahal's done in turn 2 and turn 5, running the outside line and hanging on with a gap.
I have no shame in saying I'm rooting for Graham Rahal to hang on to this one today. In the top part of your screen, though, Alex Palou. 3/4 of his victories in IndyCar have come on road courses. He is a master of this type of circuit. He wins again today. It's win 21 for Alex Palou. And look at the top of your screen. Graham Rahal is hanging on. Christian Lundgaard will come home second. And Graham Rahal will return
good job.
to the podium.
Speed 3, well done, dude. Way to hang in there.
Wonderful.
What a drive, though, from Alex Palou. This team so happy, and, you know, people are going to look back at that last pit stop, at the pace that Lundgaard had and the build-up to that and think, oh, Palou's so lucky. But no, that's not luck.
Graham.
Luck is when preparation meets opportunity, not to get into the quoting of Roman philosophers here, but this...
Well, Long Beach, Vibe City, is a great place for a race, but it is so much more than just an IndyCar race. We've had IMSA Stadium Super Trucks, we've had Formula Drift throughout the weekend, so much entertainment, concerts as well. But now, let's take a look at the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach starting grid.
Nolan Siegel, Palo Alto, California.
Stingray Rob, Payette, Idaho.
Romain Grosjean, Geneva, Switzerland.
Santina Ferrucci, Woodbury, Connecticut.
Mick Schumacher, Germany.
Kyle Collet, São Paulo, Brazil.
Dennis Hauger, Irish Group, Norway.
Alexander Rossi, Nevada City, California.
Louis Foster, Odium, England.
Christian Rasmussen, Copenhagen, Denmark.
Marcus Ericsson, Kumla, Sweden.
Joseph Newgarden, Nashville, Tennessee.
Marcus Armstrong, Christchurch, New Zealand.
Rinus VK, Hoofddorp, the Netherlands.
Christian Lundgaard, Hiddensted, Denmark.
Graham Rahal, Columbus, Ohio.
Kevin Simpson, Cayman Islands.
Scott McLaughlin, Christchurch, New Zealand.
Will Power, Toowoomba, Australia.
Scott Dixon, Auckland, New Zealand. I just got knighted, so you could call me sir.
David Malukas, Chicago, Illinois.
Kyle Kirkwood, Jupiter, Florida.
Alex Palou, Barcelona, Spain.
Pato O'Ward, Monterrey, Mexico.
Felix Rosenqvist, Värnamo, Sweden.
And that is your grid. No finer time than to send you down trackside for the command.
It's time to give the command for the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Please welcome Team Honda and Team USA athletes.
Drivers, start your
Well, on board the two-seater, man in the back, Trey Cool, drummer with Green Day, sponsoring the pole car.
Hey, Trey, Townsend Bell up here in the Fox Sports booth. You copy? Hey, Trey, can you hear us? That's how cool he is.
I'm guessing not. I'm guessing not.
One more time. Trey Cool, can you hear the Fox Sports booth? All right, let me try.
Enjoyed himself too much.
He's playing it cool in the back of that two-seater, having a great time going around Long Beach.
Well, in the end, it's all right. But we hope he has the time of his life on this lap.
Very nice. And as he's going around, why don't we take a look at the track preview sponsored by Acura.
Well, little Jimmy, the Super Bowl of street races, the Long Beach Grand Prix, just no place like this on the schedule. 180 miles an hour down Shoreline Drive, and then you bury the brake pedal with all the confidence you can muster for turn one, and then it gets so narrow and tight right here. You go through the Fountain Complex, turns 2 and 3, blast over to turn 4. You're greeted with two 90-degree right-handers. Maybe the trickiest of all, turn 5, off camber at the exit, and then it'll blast you all the way to 6.
Yeah, up through the gears and then downhill in the brake zone for turn 6. Fastest corner on the track. Bit of a passing opportunity here, especially on cold tires. Then you blast uphill and pivot back downhill on the brakes again for turn 8. So important to use every inch of the track on the apex out to the exit wall to get this run down to turn 9. 165 miles an hour before you're back on the brakes into this final section.
Yeah, you see the pavement change from concrete to pavement. Actually, it grips up in a big way as you carve through a double apex turn 10 to the slowest corner wheel on the schedule, 31 miles an hour. Turn 11, the Long Beach hairpin. It's iconic, and that completes a lap.
Such a tricky track, such a challenge, guys. And what a race we have ahead of us today. As we said, Felix Rosenqvist starting from the front row. Alongside him, Pato O'Ward. Guys, great friends, those two, former teammates. But all that will be put out of their minds on that long run down to turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, Pato stood in Felix's wedding. That's the kind of closeness we're talking about. And there's actually something funny on the team owner side as well. MSR, one of the partners, Elio Castroneves, team manager of McLaren, Tony Kanaan. Those two have started on the front row quite a few times as drivers. Now they get to do it head-to-head involved in the team side.
Get a quick look at the wind. Is very mild here right now. But we'll head down to pit lane now to check in with Kevin Lee.
Townsend, one of the top stories coming into this season was 24-year-old Chicago native David Malukas replacing Will Power at Team Penske. And David admitted to me that he was a little bit nervous coming into the season because there's no excuses not to produce at Team Penske. Well, he's the top Penske performer in the championship, their top qualifier for the last 4 races, and he's the top starter on the hard compound today from 5th, so he has some options. He's finished second on ovals, including last year's Indy 500. Today might be the day he gets his first non-oval podium or better. To Georgia Hannaberry.
Hey, Kevin, imagine this. You're a 6-time NTT IndyCar Series champion. You're a 2-time winner of Long Beach. You've been here 19 times. The team tells you, you look at data just a little bit too much. Scott Dixon, he's going to roll off 6th today, but during qualifying and all of qualifying, he did not have data on his steering wheel. Sure, he had his tire temps, he had his RPMs, but he didn't know the lap times he was sending. The team said, go out there and drive that race car, and he did just that. He's going to roll off 6th today. We'll see if he can make it number 3. Jack.
Thanks, G. I'm going to stay with Chip Ganassi Racing and talk about Kyffin Simpson in this number 8 car. He has been so fast this weekend. Chatting to him, chatting to his team, it's been a lot of methodical progress. They have always identified just a few key areas, and they just chip away at it. Every session so far, he has been either in the top 10 or right around it. This is his best career start on a street circuit, and his podium also came on a street circuit.
We haven't even mentioned their teammate Alex Palou starts today 3rd. He is 2 points off the championship lead, and that championship leader Kyle Kirkwood starts alongside him on the 2nd row. The Acura Integra Type S leads the field around the tight and twisting streets of Long Beach. Guys, who are you looking out for today? Who are your drivers that you think are going to make an impression on these challenging streets?
Well, we've got the 3 most experienced drivers in the field, all with very strong qualifying positions, namely Scott Dixon, Sir Scott Dixon, excuse me, Will Power and Graham Rahal. I'm watching Will Power, the Andretti driver right there in the yellow and black car, driving the TWG Honda. This guy is 5 races now in to his career with Andretti. He's comfortable, he knows he's got a fast car, and I see those crazy eyes ready to win today.
For me, I'm just looking at that 2nd row of the grid. You've got Kyle Kirkwood and Alex Palou. They're 1-2 in the championship right now. There are big implications for those two. They've got to play nice, but there is big incentive to come out in front on that first lap.
I've got my eyes on Christian Lundgaard, starting in 11th for McLaren, 3rd in the Drivers' Championship, arriving here in Long Beach. He started last year 12th and finished on the podium. Different tire strategies being employed today. The top 4 start on the soft tire. Almost everybody else in the field will start on the hard tire. We know that hard tire will go the distance on fuel, around 30 laps, but how long will that soft tire last? That ultimately will answer the question of whether this will be a 2 or a 3-stop race. The safety car pulls ahead, and Felix Rosenqvist will take us down to the green flag, down Shoreline Drive. Pato O'Ward and Felix Rosenqvist, front row of the grid. Palou and Kirkwood behind. Malukas and Dixon on the 3rd row. We have a green flag, despite the fact the power is miles behind. Rosenqvist maintains the advantage. O'Ward tries to look around the inside, outside. It will stay as it is. Kirkwood in 4th. A little touch there, though, with David Malukas. But Rosenqvist does exactly what he needed to do and maintains that lead. And look at how much pace and place Will Power has managed to catch up now right on the rear wing of Scott Dixon.
It's amazing how far back Power and Beyond were behind the lead group as they got on the gas, but by the time they got to turn 2, everybody nose to tail, hit down into turn 6. An opportunity here on cold tires for somebody. But looks like everyone is going well. Remember, those red sidewalled Firestones, that's the softer tire. It's going to fire up a little bit quicker compared to the primary, that black sidewalled, harder compound tire. But so far, everyone playing nice.
Very well behaved first lap. I watched Will Power there. Again, that yellow and black number 26 looked really aggressive on the tail end of Scott Dixon. Nobody making a move into turn 9 just yet. James, you called it. That start was bizarre with the gap that Power left. I almost feel like he was just saying to himself, I've got a fast enough car to win. I don't want any trouble, as they go 2 wide through turn 11.
Teammate on teammate, Rossi and Rasmussen. Rasmussen maintains the advantage.
That's a tough move to pull off there. Bold move from Rossi. They got side by side. They played well, but here we go.
Palou looks up the inside of Pato O'Ward, and that is P2 for the 4-time champion.
Not wasted any time. Not only is he ahead of Kirkwood, now he's got Pato in his rear view mirrors.
Tell me that he was on me.
Pato I don't think had the warning he needed that Palou was coming, but now Pato O'Ward has his mirrors full of the championship leader, Kyle Kirkwood. These 4 first drivers, remember, the only drivers really in the field today on that soft tire. Here's a replay of the start, and look at that gap. You're right, guys, very odd start.
I'm surprised they threw it, to be totally honest. That was we've seen gaps here. It's tough coming out of that slow 30-mile-an-hour turn 11, getting all the field lined up, but certainly I would have expected more cars a bit closer.
Just wonder if Power's gaming the field a bit, saying, hey, I don't want any trouble in the first corner, and there's a way to guarantee that. Pretend to be a second pole sitter back there. That was so strange. I can't think of another explanation. Either way, for Felix Rosenqvist right now, a nightmare in his mirrors. Alex Palou in second and closing.
You say in his mirrors, it is a long view back to Alex Palou, around about a second for Felix Rosenqvist in the Green Day Sirius XM Acura Honda. And we've been talking about this all weekend. Pole position so critical around this circuit because you want to own this race. You want to control it from the front, and that is exactly what Rosenqvist is doing today. How many times have we seen the pole sitter here roll to victory? It's such an important place to start.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Kirkwood's done it 2 times in the last 3 years, and for Rosenqvist, he's doing everything he can right now, getting the mileage. But what he doesn't know, and what frankly nobody really knows in this field, especially in those top 4 right now, is the red tire. We're just 3 laps in. What happens at lap 10? At lap 20, does the handling really fall apart and get diabolical and force everybody into a 3-stop race strategy?
Everybody on the hard tire will be watching the soft tire runners with interest. If they can make those soft tires last 30 laps, we've got ourselves a straight 2-stop race. Anything less than that, it's probably leaning towards 3 stops. We just don't know. New soft tires for this weekend. The rules are you must run 2 sets of the soft tire on a street track.
Pato trying to hang on to the back of Palou here. Is doing a good job, but we say it a lot here, Townsend. Clean air is king, and right now Rosenqvist fractionally quicker than Palou on that last lap, but you can see how closely they're stacked up behind. As these tires start to fall off, you might see some incidents, some bold moves being taken. And let's take a replay here. That's the 20 of Rossi on the inside there. You saw the blue and yellow machine, the 21 of Rasmussen, getting to the back of Marcus Ericsson. That's what created that opportunity for Rossi.
On board here, the liquid science machine of Rossi. You can see his teammate locks up, and he goes to pounce with the surprise move. But surprisingly, Rasmussen's still able to get a run on the outside and take the position back.
A lot of hope for that team coming into this weekend. Upgrades on the cars, which they hope would pay dividends and bring them the pace that they had been longing for all season long. They are currently, though, down in 17th place for Rossi, 15th place for Rasmussen. Down to Kevin Lee on pit lane.
It's been kind of mixed on what the strategy is going to be. Those up front are all trying to do it on 2 stops. The soft tire doesn't last long enough. That's the big question. They got to get to at least lap 25 and make it up somewhere along the road if it stays green. We might see some in the mid-pack. Watch for those with fast cars. Maybe a Joseph Newgarden comes in and thinks about having the pace to do it on 3 stops. And then I think as early as a couple of laps from now, you might see somebody do a Hail Mary and try to come in from the back and then hope a caution comes out at the right time.
Yeah, that's fascinating, Kevin. It's going to be incredible to see if somebody does attempt to do that. We saw it last year, but a very different scenario this year. Last year, you only had to run 1 set of softs. This year, 2, and that changes the complexity of the strategy tremendously.
Yeah, and Firestone coming with a harder version of the soft tire for this 2026 season, so we know they will go further. We just don't know how much further. Looking at track temp right now, James, over 100 degrees out there on the track surface, about 110, and that certainly doesn't help with degradation. As Rosenqvist's pace, I mean, he's maintaining a really nice gap there to Palou. I thought Palou would close a little harder early.
And he could just be biding his time. I mean, Palou knows it's hard to get a pass that on the racetrack here, but if I save a little bit of extra fuel, save a bit of tires, I can use that overcut strategy and get him in the pit cycle, never have to risk my race car. That's classic Palou.
And keeping that gap, Will, of about a second, 1.3, If you notice, there's a lot of clean air here behind the 60. That allows Pato to save those front tires and not force his way into turbulence and burn up his Firestone fronts.
Well, Rosenqvist has only one IndyCar victory to his name, but the way in which he's controlling the race today proving he's no basket case. Rosenqvist leads from Pato and O'Ward.
Same gaps ahead and behind. Good job. Just keep working fuel and tires. You know what to do. Pulling away from Kirkwood. Let's try a lap, grade 8. Try a lap, grade 8.
Play the Fox Super 6 IndyCar Challenge. Download the Fox Sports app right now and enter for free for a shot to win your share of $1,000 in cash prizes. See the Fox Sports app for details. Rinus VeeKay, the first driver to pit, and this, pulling to Kevin's point from earlier, who would be the first driver to come in off the soft? It wasn't doing VeeKay any good down in 12th place, so he's taken on the hard tire, leaves pit lane, so he's the first driver to get off that soft tire.
But that effectively commits Rinus VeeKay to 3 stops, and what he's banking on is the red tire falling apart for the cars further up the grid. That's a big bet this early.
What it's going to come down to is how your car is handled. Some cars are going to be able to make it last the 30 laps you need. Some cars are not going to be able to do it. If you've got a little bit of an imbalance, maybe a bit of understeer, the front's not working, maybe you're a bit loose, struggling to get the power down, that's just going to get worse and worse as these tires wear. And ultimately, I think it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag here. But Rinus, like you say, committed to the 3-stopper, which is tough because pit lane here is so long.
About 40 seconds lost on pit lane for an average stop. Rosenqvist continues to lead. And guys, this is an incredibly important race in a vital part of the season for Felix Rosenqvist. He doesn't have a certain seat for next year. He knows every performance is key, and he hasn't had the start to the season that he would have wanted. But guys, the 34-year-old from Värnamo, Sweden, has bigger things at play this year. He's going to become a father around about the time of the Indianapolis 500. We've been talking this year. He knows he's having a daughter, what it's going to be to become a girl dad. He is so excited about becoming a dad for the first time. This will be a pivotal season for him in so many ways, both personal and professional. Georgia, what do you know about Felix in the race today?
I know that Felix is hitting all the numbers that the team wants him to. The only piece of advice that they gave him is just to watch the front tires. He thinks he has a little bit of understeer right now, but it's already been a huge weekend for this organization. They won in IMSA yesterday, set the pole speed yesterday.
Kirkwood is plus 2 seconds. Kirkwood plus 2 seconds. copy. You're about halfway. How are the tires doing?
That's halfway through the stint here. The leaders are... Good job here. You maintained the Armstrong behind you. He's running the same lap time you are. Yeah, copy.
complete. Need a little better on fuel. Try gray 9.
Still +1 to Dixon. left in turn 1 would be the best thing to do. Lifting left in 1. Number 62. Laps 28. Lap 5, green 1, close the gap. Lap 2, full overtake. way out to the picture mid. Nothing coming. First one at the bridge now. You'll be clear all the way. Still 25 back. Just in the one behind.
Everybody, we're racing and pitted. You have DK plus 1.5.
One in, steer wheel straight, on the brake. Now, keep pushing, watch pit out here. Pato's going to be to your left, keep going. You're clear, you're still clear, still clear. He's left side, left side, left side, left side, left side, left side. All clear.
Once things settle in, let's get 85.4 or better. The cycle is complete. The cycle is complete. Malukas ahead, Dixon behind. Turn 1 manual regen might help the rear to start the stint.
.8 to Pato, plus .8 to Pato. Use your tools as you need them.
bit better on fuel, my friend, just a bit better. You're losing no track time to the folks around us. Halfway. will be annoying here. You can get a 74.8. It helps us a lot. 74.8. You are almost there. Dixon is 1.5 seconds back. You're slowly pulling away.
No, my brother, I can't lose touch with these guys. It's not that for nothing.
roughly 12 more, then we'll be going to prime. Yellow, yellow, yellow. It's in turn 4. It's at the exit of the fountain. It's at the exit of the fountain. Yellow, yellow. When you get to the fountain, try to stay very very wide or very narrow in turn 3. There's a piece of debris in the middle of the track. All right, Pato, just to give you a rundown here, this is going to basically reset everybody on fuel. We are currently P5. Currently in P5, there are 33 laps to go.
I'll give you a number once we get going. Use whatever you need in the here. Right now, same on overtake as Scott in front of you. Power's got 136 in front of him. Pato 3 ahead. He's got 150. It's the first car on primaries. All the cars around you are on alternates.
Okay, new fuel code number is 8080.
Power behind has a drive-through penalty for a pit stop. Let's try to get 84 or better on fuel. 84 or better. McLaughlin will now be the car behind. He is also on alt. There are 25 laps to go.
Cars in front of you on blacks, just so you know. Him overtake is you. OC.
Police spaced here. To the end. 51 to the end right now with no overtake. To go. Yep, just kill. 20 to go. Ahead and behind. There are 18 laps to go. You and McLaughlin, similar levels of overtake left. P5. All good. Good space. Gray 5. Gray 5, map 4, green 1. 5, 4, all good. Code's 40 now, code's 40, but no overtake. Five's trying to save a bit, so you can get a run on him, take it. Copy, trying. Whenever you want. Five to go.